Today, science versus religion. This is the second part, and I will go through science. Welcome to the School of Mike, and I will continue how the treatise model can divide the problems between science and religion. Here's my approach to science. The core principle of science, as I see it, is that you have an idea, and you try it, and you see what happens. So you have a cause and effect. So you have an idea that sort of starts an operation, and then you see what happens, and you do it over and over and over and over again, and you refine it. That's science to me. If you have the scientists, they are at its core finding ways how to make sense of the rational, and this is a fantastic invention. My way of putting this is that you use your mind and your creativity to look outside of you in the physical realm and try to connect pieces together. And you use math, which is also a system of rationality, in order to explain, low battery, to explain what you're doing. So basically, for me, science is the humans sorting out, categorizing and making sense out of the physical things. And this has given a lot of improvements to mankind, and is something that should really be emphasized and pushed on. But if you look at the treatise model, then religion would be a poetic way of explaining the things that can't be explained. And this is quite tricky to grasp, but my way of grasping this was to go through some kind of deep, long silence periods where I could experience this. But then scientific things is just common sense, really, that you try something over and over and over again, and you follow your theories, and you talk, and you try, and you try, and you try, until a point where you sort of understand what goes on. The problem for me is that religious people, they look at religion as something literal. If you look into the mythological aspects of a religion and take that literally, then you miss the whole point. It's quite a hard thing to say, but that's my conclusion after 30 years of thinking about this. So it's very important that you teach yourself, if you're in a religious system, how to look at your doctrines poetically. That's how you can make sense of it. Now, the scientific rational approach to life gets corrupted or confused if you try to use it to explain the metaphors. An example that I would have is that you say a metaphor that's commonly used is you would say the grass is greener on the other side, for instance. And if you say the grass is always greener on the other side, it has nothing to do with grass. Or like you could say, what would be in England, and now they say it's raining cats and dogs when it's raining a lot. It's not really explaining a big life principle, but it's a metaphor used to explain something else. Oh, let me get a better metaphor. Oh, I think you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I can't figure anything out now. But what I'm saying is that when you look at the religious and mystical teachings, when, for instance, Jesus was dead and woke up, it's not. It's poetry, as I said many times in this video. It has nothing to do with the literal reality. And today in our society, we're very focused and trained in a rational or literal or scientific approach to everything, to be critical and to slam it, what do you call it, to crash all the theories that we can have, and then to make sense of it all. And I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think that the collapse of a religious system is very positive to our society. But the negative side of it all is that you sort of throw out everything, all the old wisdom that's collected between the lines. I mean, there's no like amateurs that wrote the Bible. Those are really high intelligent beings in many senses, and there's lots of things to learn in there if you just keep an open mind to it. So this is how my approach to handle religion and science at the same time. I used religion as a framework to explain the things that are unknown. But you don't need a religion, but you need It's just a system of training. One thing that I would also, I hope this makes sense. By doing this, for me, religion and science is not an opposition. It feels like I said the same times many times over and over, but perhaps you grasp the central idea of it all. Thank you for today, and I'll do more videos because I like it.